Each year at this time, a special process gets underway, the allocation process for the United Way of Greater Hazleton. But this year, there's a new spin on how it is being handled. Here to explain the changes that are being made and how it might impact your organization is Gary Perna, the President and CEO of the United Way of Greater Hazleton. Gary, thanks for coming back and talking with us. You have a new process underway. I guess first tell us how it used to be and then what you're going to do to change it.
Yes, Elisa, so historically the United Ways across the country all had agencies that participated. And to be an agency, you had to go through a process, and then you were, one of a select group that would receive funding through the allocation process that is done. And then they would sit and make a pitch and do, presentations to a committee, and then they would decide kind of how much money would go from where from the allocation pot. That has been the way we've been doing it at the United Way for many, many years. So we started looking at some models that were coming out at some other United Ways across the country, and how they were involving some new nonprofit organizations in the community, those who may not have ever been a part of a United Way agency, or maybe just didn't think that they were eligible or thought that they could be part of it. So I went to our board of directors and I said, we have been changing the way we're doing a lot of stuff in our United Way, from our initiatives to be more involved with children from birth through age 18, focusing heavily on pre-K programs, reading programs, and programs that benefit the kids. So this was just kind of the next step. So what this will entail us be able to do is, for the first time really in our history in Hazleton, be able to open up our allocation process to all 501c3s that are based right here in the Greater Hazleton footprint.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. So an organization that never benefited before might have the opportunity to be allocated some money. And this is money that is raised through the annual campaign each year for the United Way.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. So this is, again, we do the annual campaign September through basically December at the end of the year. And then that money that's raised, of course, benefits programs for the United Way, but our allocation process as well. So this past year, we had 15 agencies that were part of the United Way network. Going forward, the way this new process is going to work is that we are going to fund 10 projects. So necessarily it's not just an agency, or an agency may have more than one project if they choose to put in for the application. So the process is kind of a little bit more streamlined. Instead of, in past years, if folks remember the allocation process of there being different committees who would hear different things and have different pots of money to split up, we've decided to have one 11-member panel that will hear the presentations, and then those committee members will make the decision of what 10 projects will be funded for the next 2 years at the United Way of Greater Hazleton. And that's a first as well. We always did it year to year. We came up with a new process that will go for a 2-year cycle. And there's different things in that 2-year cycle that they'll have to do and meet requirements. But this is something that will be really beneficial to the staff of the United Way, our donors, and those who choose to participate, because then they know they're locked in for 2 years and they're receiving, a set amount of funds.
For someone who is watching this and they might be interested, maybe a 501c3 organization, what do they do?
Yeah, so the process is real simple. You can head to our website, unitedwayhazleton.org, click on allocation application, download it. It's a PDF file, fillable file. They can go through, and I encourage to read it first to make sure that you are actually eligible for this, because we have 4 areas that we're funding: health, education, financial stability, and safety net. And it kind of gives a little bit of explanation of those 4. So again, make sure that they fit into those criterias. And this is either for new projects that they want to launch, continuing projects that are that they want to maybe expand and grow, or something different that they're looking to do. The nice part about this is they can submit everything. It has to be into our office by April 26th. Our staff will review it, make sure that everything is filled out properly, that nothing's missing. If everything passes the first check, then it will be sent to the allocation committee for them to review. The allocation date this year is May 17th. That's when the 501c3 nonprofits will be invited to our allocation day. They'll have a 20-minute presentation, question and answers from the panel. Then once we're all done with them, the panel will make their decision who we should fund, and then that goes to the board of directors, and they vote to approve it, and then we make the notifications the following week.
Wow, so that sounds very interesting. So now this might give a broader scope for the United Way, because you'll be touching different areas of the community that maybe never saw funding from the United Way before.
Yeah, and it still falls into our mission statement. I mean, we've always funded these 4 criterias. We kind of expanded a little bit on them to give the opportunity for some other nonprofits to jump into the mix as well, and to make it competitive. I mean, again, we have donors who every year are loyal to us, and we want to make sure that their money is going to do the best and the most good here in our community. And we know every dollar, every cent counts. And so we want to make sure that we're living up to our part of the deal and making sure that those who truly need it and who could truly benefit are getting that much needed money.